everybody, to the Ejected podcast. I'm Rich Jarbo, alongside here with Brian Loftus and Sonny Palmer. How are we doing today, boys?
Rick, glorious day. It's a glorious Tuesday, and just when you thought there would be a lack of topics to talk about, Tuesday surprises us.
Tuesday certainly surprises us. We're going to get in here to our ejection sheet, okay? Sonny, you're going to lead off here. Who's getting ejected, Sonny?
Well, Rob Manfred. I know Brian had mentioned him last week. We're at a point now, more games canceled. I mean, we'll see what happens with that, but at some point, enough's enough. He's by far the worst commissioner in any game, maybe ever. I mean, Bud Selig helped have a tie in an All-Star game, but that's another story. It's Rob Manfred.
Rob Manfred? All right. I've got a clip, ladies and gents. I've got a clip to show you here about my ejection sheet. My ejection, the person that's getting ejected today is this kid from the Thunder game, the court cleaner, to be exact. I don't know if you guys have seen this.
This is good.
I have not seen this.
You actually haven't?
No, I have not.
Right.
A little 7-on-5 basketball. This is epic.
So we got the court cleaner here to him. Rebound, no win, no call.
Great
nothing
defense.
wrong. It is great defense. Watch the rest of it here. And then we've got some things to examine about this. Here's the court cleaner. Court cleaner is still going. All right. And then we look over here. And now this guy's laughing. He thinks it's hilarious.
Got a pick, kind of. I mean...
And then, yeah, he thinks it's so funny. Court cleaner's still doing his job.
He looks like he was doing curling in the Olympics right there.
And then check this out. This guy on the bench, I think that's Pat Bev, is just outraged and goes over to the ref. And look, the ref is gonna go, I don't even know what you're talking about, man. Ready? I don't know what to do.
Is that Tim?
And then this guy here.
Is that Tim Donahue?
So that's what's,
I can't believe I didn't see this.
That's what's going. That is my ejection sheet, and I'm sure you can see why.
That's good. That's good work by you. My ejection seat. First off, quick disclaimer: anybody that tips less than 10% needs to be slapped upside the head.
I agree.
Isn't the standard 20?
That's what I do.
You'd think, but anyway, we'll save that for another day. To your point, Sonny, I'll add Rob Manfred. I'll add the rest of the Major League Baseball owners who are holding this thing up right now, and it's a disgrace. They're changing rules. Some of them I agree with, some of them I don't. But I've never seen a commissioner of any sport look so foolish than
Repeatedly.
Repeatedly. It's embarrassing. I'm gonna look right at the camera. It's embarrassing what they're doing to my favorite sport right now.
Okay.
Sonny, the owner is pay the players. Pay the players. All right.
Well, they're paid well. It's all the other. It's the arbitration.
It's the minor leaguers that aren't getting paid well.
Yeah.
Did you see some of the meals that they were eating during the pandemic? It's little box food type stuff. We're talking turkey and cheese. You know, here's your box food. You're going to get turkey and cheese on rye. You're going to get some macaroni and cheese, and here's your juice box. That's all you're getting.
Like we're in the third grade.
And if you look at the salaries that the minor leaguers are making, we could talk the first round picks, second round picks, third round picks. Yes, they get the nice signing bonus. But some of these 30th round players who end up making the major leagues, they get paid
Crap.
Thank you for saving me on my language.
Volunteer hours.
Yes. It's absurd. So
a lot of the kids from Latin America, let's say the Dominican, they send that money home.
So speaking of tips, you know, if you're the owners right now, you're sitting pretty right now. Look at the gas prices. Tip your players accordingly. Thank you.
Tip your players. Well, while we're on the topic of baseball, MLB has just banned the shift. Has just officially banned it. It's done.
It's part of strategy. I don't understand what the hell they're doing. First of all, like, you know, I'm old school. I don't agree. I hate the DH. Mm-hmm. If they were going to have it just the AL one way and the NL, just keep it that way. All these changes are they're absurd. During COVID, when an extra inning game, you put a runner automatically at second base. What the hell is that? Were you kidding? This is why. I mean, it's hard to get the casual fan out regularly.
Preach.
To where they're not a casual fan anymore. And people like me that, I don't know, to be honest, if I never go to a Met game again or whatever, a Major League Baseball game, I could live with it.
So I don't know what's supposed to happen. Like, let's say someone grows a pair and actually does do the shift. I don't know what happens.
What does happen?
I don't know what.
They thrown out of the game. It's an automatic runner. It's like a ball.
Right. Is he too close beyond the second base bag? You know,
I think it just has to be 2 infielders.
Well, no, of
one
course.
side of the bag, 2 in. But it's just so ridiculous.
But to his point, what happens if are they going to have a replay review now to make the game even slower? The one thing I do like, kind of, is the pitch clock on the pitchers.
I was gonna say
I don't mind that.
That might be the only thing, but we're talking about bigger bases now for safety purposes. We're talking about unanimous designated hitter. I'm sorry, Shohei Ohtani is a pitcher, and he's also a hitter.
Oh, no question. Yeah.
So with this pitch clock, all right, they've, just for anyone that doesn't know, they've changed it to 14 seconds with runners on, and then 19 without runners. So, and the MLB has banned the shift then because it's unfair. That's what they said.
Learn how to bunt.
That's what I'm saying. Because it is a skill.
I'm just as a Phillies fan, thank you. Just as a Phillies fan, you see Bryce Harper do it. Nobody's covering the third base bag. Learn how to bunt. Sorry, you did it growing up as a kid. It's annoying.
Teach it in Little League. I mean, come on.
It's annoying.
That's something
just
like
learn how to do it.
It's a lost art. As we said, stealing a base, the small ball in general.
Look, the home runs are fun, and personally, you know, if these players sign a waiver and want to take steroids, let them. I don't mind.
the game favors
Slippery slope.
Well, I know, but look, it's not my body. If they're willing to sign up for it and they're willing to sign a waiver, be like, look, this way there's no lawsuits involved down the road against owners, teams, stuff like that. If they're willing to do steroids, let them.
Now you can understand why they.
I'd rather
wouldn't
them
let
not.
them. Right.
But
You can understand why they wouldn't want them to to do steroids, but what I don't understand is the shift, because we learned that in Little League. We learned that's where you learn to use the shift.
yes,
Now
Of
it's
course.
done. And now it's done.
don't understand.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what the penalty is, though.
Yeah, I tried to look it up. I couldn't find anything.
These boneheads haven't figured that out yet.
Yeah, I don't-
There's plenty of boneheads to go around. Plenty of friggin', you know. Oh God! Peoples that take selfies with Satan. You know what I mean? Rob Manfred's one of them. The owners are one of them. I wouldn't put Calvin Ridley in that list.
Oh,
Speaking
Calvin
of people
Ridley.
cheating, but
Let's get into Calvin
Local South
Ridley.
Florida product out of Coconut Creek.
talk to me. What are your guys' thoughts on Calvin Ridley?
So I'm actually before we get into it, I'm gonna show you guys a few tweets from Calvin Ridley himself. All right, if you want to direct your attention to the board, I bet 1,500 total. I don't have a gambling problem. And
Here's the thing: if that's my wallet, then yes, I have a gambling problem. Calvin Ridley, 1,500 in his wallet. That's not a gambling problem. That's fine by me.
and then the next one I learned from my L's. I guess this was
At that point, don't bet anymore.
He shouldn't be tweeting anything for a while.
No.
Stay the hell off Twitter.
And what I heard was, too, his gambling name was Calvin Ridley. So that's an immediate red
Not
flag.
very bright.
He knew this going in. He should have known this going into it, because they weren't all the players coming into the draft.
You have to sign something that's like you can't gamble.
Yeah, and the NFL. The sad part is that the NFL is in bed with DraftKings. Go down the list.
No question. Oh yeah, fantasy, just gambling in general.
And then there's
The
another.
show's dedicated to it.
I don't think what he did was egregious.
I think it's okay to bet if you're gambling on your team.
Yeah, much like
I get it. I get if you're gambling on the other team, you're like shaving points.
Yes.
Like Adam Sandler in The Longest Yard, but like. If you're doing it for your own team, you're not going to try to lose. Then you're losing for your team, which is your job, and the money you just gambled.
Now,
Rules are rules. I mean, we can go
I
to
get
different
it.
sports. Pete Rose.
Pete
Who
Rose.
knows really bad? First of all, he should be in as a player over 4,000 hits. His egregious acts are as a manager, so it's two different things.
Right.
He wasn't even a good manager. He's not going to go to Cooperstown for being a skipper. With 3,000 hits is automatic Hall of Fame.
Right.
This guy has over 4,000, and he's not in Cooperstown. I mean, to me, that's absurd. And I'm old school. Yeah, he cheated, but as a manager, you put him in for his accolades as mainly a Cincinnati Red. And the Phillies for a little while in Expos.
I 1,000% agree with you.
So the more there's more tweets, guys. Okay, I know I was wrong, but I'm getting 1 year. LOL. And
He's not getting good advice from his agent, lawyer, family. His mom.
This is comical. And then I think there's a few reactions from, if you know me, you know my character.
What did you do last year, Calvin Ridley?
That's another one.
Well, he's gonna have a lot of free time next year.
And then
or this year.
Robert Griffin III said, every year the NFL tells the players we cannot bet on games. Doesn't matter that the league is in partnership with gambling and betting companies. The NFL will always protect the integrity of the game and its pockets. Calvin Ridley messed around and fought out.
That's where you're walking the fine line right now, because all these major league sports institutions, basketball, football, baseball, hockey, MLS, go down the list, Olympics, they're in bed with DraftKings, Draft Bet, whatever you want to call it. I don't really know. Sometimes I like to bet through my brother. Sometimes I win. We'll talk about that later. Thank you, Duke. Suckers.
And then Torrey Smith goes on to say, a year? That math ain't matching with the gif of Gary Payton.
The glove.
Yeah. So that's
nickname. Great
defender. One of the best.
That's what was going on there with all those tweets. But is it justified? Like, are you giving him a year?
Me? No. Half a season.
You know what? I don't have a problem with the year. I wouldn't have a problem with that either. I mean, there's
people that have done worse. We went through the list. Ray Rice, Randy Gregory, NFL players, Greg Hardy, boom. They never sat a full season. This guy wants to gamble on something the NFL is promoting, and you're going to an entire year?
There's a primary reason for that. The violence is, of course, anybody with half a brain is going to realize what Ray Rice did is horrible. Should have been prosecuted for it, as far as I'm concerned.
I wish his wife slapped him upside the head.
That in itself, or if a guy gets a DUI or domestic violence, it has nothing to do with the integrity of the game. That's why the gambling punishment is so severe.
True.
It should be. We can argue whether it's a month, half a season, or a full season.
Because there's money involved.
I think you have to drop the hammer.
Yeah.
There's another guy. I forget his name. He was on the Cardinals a few years ago in the NFL. I think he was a defensive back. He had got hit with gambling as well. I don't know if he was suspended for about a year. He's out of the NFL.
It wasn't Honey Badger, was it?
No. That's Josh Shaw, 2019.
All right.
He was reinstated, but he was on the IR. He was the one that got caught by Goodell. Not that much fanfare, it seems like, with Ridley. I mean, they really leveled him with the 1 year. So let's see what happens.
And Ridley was expected to be part of a bunch of trade rumors. I know the Eagles were looking at him.
Even possibly down here with the Dolphins.
He's a Bama wide receiver. So now you got Henry Ruggs, done, obviously, next year. You got Calvin Ridley, done next year. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed as an Eagles fan about Devontae Smith right now.
Likewise for Jalen Waddle.
Right.
Over 100 grabs as a rookie. We want to keep it going that way.
That was a wide receiver machine they had at Alabama.
Oh, it's for almost 20 years now, or 15 years.
Still producing.
I want to hear about Duke versus UNC. Big game. Okay, big game. I got some statistics here, all right?
I got some statistics here, too.
Now, first thing...
Sorry. Someone wins some cash there on that game?
Of course, it was Coach K's last game. 44 years?
42, 44, one of them.
Something like that.
Impeccable career.
Was the most expensive ticket in basketball history.
$90,000 for courtside seats. Would you ever pay? What would be your limit for a seat at a sporting event?
My limit as 20 years old, or my limit as I have my career and
right now.
Right now, my limit's like $40. I'd say my limit's like $100. I'd probably go to a regular season game. I can't afford a postseason game. If it was like postseason, I'd definitely bump it up.
Now I need to go to the parade.
Absolutely.
Parade, absolutely. That's like free though.
There's a big violation on my part, and my buddy who's going to listen to this podcast is still mad at me because I did not go to the Philadelphia Eagles parade.
Wow, you didn't go up for that, huh? I would have bet anything you would have.
Why do you got to rub it in, Sonny? All right. Look, was I wrong? Yes.
Once in a lifetime opportunity. But listen, they got a lot of young players. You might be up there soon with all the confetti and all. Hopefully those crazies stay off the traffic lights. And
he's going to get great satisfaction out of this. Shout out to Matt Guerri. He's going to be calling us soon once we get the phones working. But you know what? I blew it, and I did not go to the Philadelphia Eagles parade. And I'm going to own that. I blew it.
I've tallied up.
Back to Duke UNC.
I've tallied up some fans reacting.
Yes.
You requested.
Oh, yes.
There must be tears in here.
No, this is great.
So this is just what we're getting.
Shockers. Is that Terrell Owens?
Yo.
Yeah.
What the hell is he doing there? Wow.
There are tears.
Oh, man. This is great. Rich, good work. Oh, yeah. Take your mask off, sweetheart. You know what? Leave it on.
And then they re-up Coach K. And then this is at North Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
They rioted in a pleasant way. That's good work by them.
That's nuts.
They're going to make the tournament? UNC?
North Carolina will, yes.
Oh, yeah. They're, I think 3 seed.
Especially based on that win.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's
that
just
is great.
I just wanted to
That'd be downtown Chapel Hill.
No, why'd you stop it? No,
it's
all right.
It's
that's why you got out of it.
I also took the liberty of looking into. I read 80,000. Could have been 90. I saw a bunch of. I saw one that went on auction for $250K. I don't believe that,
good
but I
God.
I saw that somewhere. But I saw so many. Most I found was 80K.
For a college basketball regular season game.
Average price was $5,400. Average.
I saw that on College Game Day.
Okay. And then the top ticket, $80,000. You know what you could buy for $80,000? You got some things.
10 gallons of gas nowadays? I don't know.
a 2022 Chevy Corvette, new. Okay.
How much gas? Is that a gas
$80,000. No gas included. This was at the line. You could buy Chick-fil-A sandwiches. Fantastic.
Oh.
How many Chick-fil-A sandwiches you think you can buy? What? I found it. All right.
I don't wait in that drive-thru for 40 minutes at that place.
You could buy 26,229 Chick-fil-A sandwiches for $80,000. The Super Bowl ticket, the most expensive Super Bowl VIP ticket, wasn't even $40,000, and a college basketball game sold for $80,000.
And you know what? I didn't have to attend that game, and I won $69 on UNC plus 11 in that game. Thank you, Hubert Davis, coach of the UNC Tar Heels.
I looked at some more things you could buy with $80,000.
It just happens to be a lucky number of mine. I'm 2 for 2.
Let's say you're a big basketball fan, all right? At Lowe's, 50 pounds of concrete, 50-pound bag of concrete, right? Costs about $3.68 on average. All right, let's round that to $4, okay? Let's say it's $4. With tax, of course, and if you want to get yourself a lollipop, whatever. You'd need to fill up the dimensions of a basketball court. You would need 1,974 50-pound bags of concrete. That's to cover the ground of the basketball court, right? Official NBA court, no half court.
What are we landscaping here,
this
man?
We're gonna say you already have,
building.
You already say we're building a basketball court, right?
Oh man!
So, that would cost $7,896. Okay. So I found a basketball hoop online for $1,250. All right, times 2, it's $2,500. Now we're at $10,396. All right. Basketballs, right? You need some basketballs. Official NBA game ball is $170. Okay, times 6. So you want 6 basketballs? That's $1,020. All right. Now we're up to $11,416. Okay. And you need something to play in, right? You need
what
a jersey.
Are you spending, man?
I'm not done, all right? You need a jersey.
It's a sad thing.
You need a jersey, all right? So
where are we getting this money from? We don't have sponsors yet, Rich.
Let's say you want an autographed Joel Embiid jersey, all right? I found that on average those are about $1,000, all right? And now we're at $12,416.
All right.
All right?
Add a couple more cars in here.
You could make 6 basketball courts in your backyard for the price of the most expensive Duke UNC ticket.
Yeah, if your backyard is a White House.
Yeah, I don't have enough friends to play six games. You know.
And you could go buy a 2010 Chevy with the $5,000 you have left over. So I just wanted to put into perspective what you could get for that. Whoever paid for that ticket to go watch Duke take an L.
It's probably T.O.
T.O., please tweet at us and let us know if that was you.
Let me see one of those faces again of those losers at Duke. But now, having said that, we got March Madness coming up. We got conference tournaments coming up right now.
This week?
Yes, this week. It's starting tomorrow. Big East tournament starts tomorrow. Everything ends on Sunday, and then the brackets come out Sunday night after the conference tournament. So we were thinking, come up with conference tournament winners for just the 4 major ones. Everyone else can take a selfie with Satan, as we were talking about. The Big East, the Big Ten, the ACC, and the SEC. Those are the 4 major conferences in men's college basketball. Just for bragging rights, let's throw them out there. I'm going to start off. I'm going to save my best one for last because it'll surprise you.
Okay.
So the SEC, I'm going to go with Kentucky because they got a bad man at center.
That's a great.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Kentucky. You can't go wrong with John Calipari. I think they're going to win the SEC and get the automatic bid into March Madness. The ACC. Speaking of Duke, who just had all those sad faces, I don't think they're going to have to worry about that. I think Duke will win the ACC. They don't have to worry about getting the automatic bid into the tournament. They will get in already, but I think they're going to have a little vengeance on their side.
I like it.
As for the Big Ten, Purdue.
I'm with you. I have Purdue as well.
Purdue is
bingo.
It was a bad mamma jamma. They beat Villanova earlier this year.
Purdue's looking nice.
They've been so far this season a top 10 team.
I'm pretty sure they have one of the better records too.
They've been hanging around. The Big Ten's strong this year. You know, you got Michigan, you got Michigan State. The brawl with Michigan, and I forget what team they were playing again, but Juwan Howard, their coach, got caught. They didn't call it a punch, but he slapped someone. Maybe you could come up with that video too.
Juwan Howard was not happy about that timeout. And Juwan Howard just threw a right hand.
Not the first time he's done it.
No. But at least he didn't call a timeout when he didn't have one, like his teammate Chris Webber. Sucker.
That's 30 years ago. He'll never live that down.
And now for the Big East Conference Tournament winner. It's not Villanova.
I was just about to say Villanova.
It's not Villanova. It's going to be Providence.
Okay.
And Ed Cooley. Mark it down. I got Providence. I got Purdue, Duke, and Kentucky just as the conference tournament winners.
Providence?
Watch out for Providence, man. Now, here's the thing. They were ranked higher than Villanova each of the 2 times they played Villanova. Villanova beat them both games. Good luck beating a team 3 straight times in a regular season.
This is surprising. I did not think it was going to go in that direction.
Wait for 20 time. I didn't give you my bracket about Villanova yet.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have brackets at some point here coming up these next.
And we're going to ask you folks to put them on Twitter, too, as well. You know,
we need as many brackets as you can see. We're going to digest them all. We want to see all the brackets, all right? I'm going to get into my picks with you, okay?
Talk to me.
Big Ten, I have Purdue. Like you said, Purdue. The ACC and the SEC, or sorry, the ACC and the winner of just March Madness.
Oh, really?
Okay.
You're going out. You're saying Duke's winning it all.
Duke's got it all. Now, all right. Granted, I do put them on there every year. Duke's winning it all. I have them on pretty much every year. I'm not gonna lie to you, but
I thought we were friends.
Coach K's last game. All right, that was Coach K, and they lost. They're not losing another game.
They're not trash.
There's no way There's just no way they're losing another game after that. Coach K, and you saw his speech, right? Coach K's
Oh
speech.
yeah,
It
and
was
you know
so
what?
sad.
That was the most impeccable speech I've ever seen after losing. He goes, you know what? Stop cheering right now. He goes, that was unacceptable.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I love.
They're not gonna lose another game. I don't know.
Much was made about that loss. It's not ending the season. Was his last regular season game at Cameron Indoor. The world isn't ending. They still got a tournament to play. They're cutting those nets down. All this is a moot point.
He's gonna cut the net. He's gonna have the net. 100%. That's my thing. All right.
We might have to lay down some wagers come March Madness. This is going to be
Absolutely.
good.
Yeah.
I think they'll at least get to the Final Four. We'll see what happens at that point.
I like their chances, especially because coaching goes a long way in college basketball.
That's why Michigan State made it all these years with
Tom Izzo. Yep.
And then finishing off the SEC, I have the Gators.
Okay.
Florida. Okay. I haven't watched too much college basketball, but I watched the Gators play somebody, and they just destroyed them.
I'm pretty sure they still have their same head coach from like the last 4 or 5 years.
I think so.
Where he's been pretty good. He's a young head coach. The name is drawing a blank. I'll look it up. But
Yeah, find that.
But he's got a good resume.
He's no Coach K, of
No,
course.
not-
And that's why they're not winning
nobody
March
is.
Madness. I think Duke is gonna. I seriously think Duke's got it this time. I might win the $1 billion from
Mike
Warren
White
Buffett.
is the head
Mike
coach.
White.
Mike White.
I think Warren Buffett. And by the way, you said last time Warren Buffett gives out $1 billion to whoever gets a perfect bracket.
So we got nothing to lose, right?
$1 billion
No
with
one's
a
won
B.
yet.
Yeah.
No one's ever won with a B.
We got 3 chances, so we could eventually retire if.
Well, you can make more than one bracket.
We might not even need a podcast after this if one of us hits this.
You can, if one of us hits, we're doing the podcast at the Hollywood sign. So, but no, it's $1 billion with a B, and that's courtesy of Warren Buffett. So enjoy your money.
Thanks to him.
You
Man,
can,
I like
I think
him.
how many can you make? Like 10 brackets?
I think you can
16?
make it.
32?
I think you
don't know
can
how many-
make 64.
I don't know how many brackets you can make, but you can make a lot.
I want to talk about the NBA right now because there's a lot to talk about.
I'd love to.
There is a lot to talk about with the NBA.
Big week for basketball. All right.
Yeah.
Embiid, 43 points, 14 boards. Okay, had 77 fantasy points for me. Thank you, Joel. I appreciate it. In the W versus the Bulls, another great team, by the way. Might get Coach of the Year over there. James Harden just hit third for threes all time.
Tied Reggie Miller. I think he broke Reggie Miller's record.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I just saw that on my drive up here, too. I wasn't texting and reading, I swear to God. But tying Reggie Miller, and he's only 33, 34 years old right now.
He's got some seasons left.
He's very underrated right now, James Harden. And here's the thing.
Underrated.
Yes. And here's why I want to tell you James Harden is underrated. Because, Rich, you're a Sixers fan, right?
I'm a big Sixers fan.
Okay. So, James Harden, the Sixers were down in Miami the other night.
Oh, yikes.
And Harden did not play in that game.
No, he did not.
But there was video of him out partying with Tyrese Maxey.
On there. I saw that in Niang.
And George Niang. I still can't pronounce his name correct.
I think it's like Georges or something.
Yeah, but it's
Niang.
Why didn't Harden play? Load management?
Maybe, I don't know.
Yes, which we talked about in the last episode. I don't agree with. Now, here is my conundrum right now. There's not one Philadelphia 76ers fan upset that Harden did not play in that game against Miami, where they smoked.
I'm not happy.
What they looked at it was the portrayal. He's being big brother to these young guys out there. He's taking them out in Miami. He's hanging out with Thibault. He's hanging out with Niang. He's improving Maxey. Tyrese Maxey right now in the 5 games that Harden's played, which the Sixers are 5-0. Tyrese Maxey has averaged 24.8 points per game. Embiid 25.8 points per game. Harden 30.75 points per game. That team is a monster right now.
They're going to the finals.
I'm
I'm not saying it. But they're a force to be reckoned with right now. Harden seems happy. He's taken these players under their wing.
Did they go to Joe Stone in Miami? That's where you should have taken them.
That's a good question. I've never been
They
to
should have
Joe
gone to Joe
Stone.
Stone. It's just a 3-hour wait, but it's worth it.
Is that the place with like they got the steak that's like $1,000 and they open it up in a case and it's like gold or something?
Probably. I mean, they're known for the stone.
That's what I saw in the video.
Crabs, but
I saw
probably.
The video.
When you got that money, flaunt it. I mean,
It's probably a $40 martini to start your evening.
But look, regular season game, just keep that hamstring light. It's fine. There was not a single. I haven't heard a single Philadelphia 76ers fan upset with Harden for not playing that game against Miami.
It was hamstring injury management was why he didn't play.
And then they played the Bulls last night, and after the game, James Harden was seen doing laps up the stairs.
This is the James Harden I like to see. Mm-hmm. Look at this.
After the game last night, getting ready for Thursday night.
That's what I like to see.
Wait a little while. He still knew to Philly.
The honeymoon phase ain't over.
It'll take a while. It'll take a little bit. Give it a year.
Look, it's a small window, and that's all we need. Because
I think that video was in Philly, but just to give you a portrayal, he was. I heard he was doing laps
after the game.
In Miami,
doing laps, getting ready for Thursday night because it's a big night. Ben Simmons. This could tie into our next segment. Ben Simmons is getting ready, and Steve Nash, the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets, even said it. Ben Simmons will be sitting on the bench
March 10th
with the Brooklyn Nets come Thursday night.
I'm not happy about it. I was really looking forward to watch that game because I'm just excited.
I'm not surprised he's sitting on the bench.
Why?
Well, because he's Ben Simmons.
So there's not batteries thrown at him, possibly?
Now, Sonny, that's what I'm worried about. No, and it's
the city of we love here.
Yes. Look, I don't think so. I think they're going to be smart enough. But I think that you're going to see some costumes in the stands. I was listening to sports talk radio in Philadelphia. People are dressing up in diapers. People are going to be wearing cat masks, calling him, you remember, they're calling him a big cat. And I say cat with the P word.
You remember when Kevin Durant left and when he came to Oklahoma City? Mm-hmm. What happened with the cupcake chants and everything?
It's not just Philly, man.
The signs.
Sports.
Philly's ruthless. Have you ever been to like a Philly game or like a Sixers? I know you've actually been to a Sixers game, but like I'm talking about when they're like not performing and you just got people next to you just not having. Okay.
They used to have a jail at the bottom of the old vet. I mean, what else do you need to know?
They are just not nice.
Was anybody ever murdered outside of Veterans Stadium or one of the stadiums in Philadelphia, much like Dallas? That nobody wants to talk about. Remember, how about you want to Google Brian Stowe out there?
Dodgers and Giants?
Thank you. I rest my case, Your Honor.
Was he killed or he was
brain damage? Thank you.
I remember that.
Never happened in Philadelphia, and I'll take a swig after that one.
Oh, no. Mm-hmm. Viciously beaten on opening day of 2011 season.
Opening day, no less. Not even a playoff game.
I didn't know about this.
It was a San Francisco Giants fan.
All right, so to get more into the NBA, all right, to get back on track. All right.
Yes, where were we?
Big week, all right? LeBron had 56 and 10.
Yes, he did.
At 37 years old in his 19th season. That's incredible. Okay, and people still saying he's washed.
It's not washed. The team's just not going to go anywhere.
No. Unfortunately, yeah, but 56.
It'll be in a play-in tournament.
The real problem with the team, everybody wants to blame Russell Westbrook. Look at his stats. He's averaging 18, 7, and 7. Look at Anthony Davis, who can't stay healthy.
I know.
All right. He's always disabled.
Everyone who's come into...
You have to rely on Carmelo Anthony. Sorry to interrupt.
You remember... No, it's okay. Because you remember Alex Caruso was... He kind of popped off in L.A. That's where we found out the big dunk over KD, the putback. He was doing all right. Since he's been in Chicago, he's improved drastically. All right. Someone else, for example, who was the other guy, man? He left L.A. and now he's what I'm trying to say is the issue is the coaching and like the development team is just not there. And you've got so many of these guys there that are like veterans and they've been good before. it's just like they're not they have nothing to prove anymore.
I know
They're making $30 million a year.
You know what I'm talking about. I can't
Living in LA.
remember.
it wasn't one of the Ball brothers.
No. Yeah, no, that's another one though. Lonzo,
You go down the list.
he got on Chicago. He's doing great. He's injured right now.
LeBron's pretty much half the GM of that team. Am I right?
Yeah, he has a lot of influence, and rightfully so. I mean,
In Miami, he did.
he's arguably he's in the top 2 for greatest player of all time, pretty much. Some would say top 1.
Some say Jordan, LeBron, too. Some vice versa. I still say Jordan.
You're not gonna like that. I said Jordan up until 1 week ago.
Until a week ago,
One week
really?
ago, and then I really
was
looked
just
at
1
it,
week?
and I think LeBron is seriously.
56
He hadn't
points
won
did
anything
it
a
for
week
you?
ago.
I think LeBron is seriously the best now because I'm a Jordan fan. I love Michael Jordan, but I seriously think LeBron is surpassed.
It's definitely a tough argument
this
to have.
56
It's
points-
a tough argument to have because they're both
Different eras.
We all can agree they're both great.
Absolutely.
He had to win a little bit more in Miami and even his first go-around in Cleveland, in my opinion.
And what it really comes down to is everyone says like Jordan's 6 for 6, LeBron's like what is it?
4
for 9 or 4 for 10 or.
Did you see? Speaking of Jordan, did you guys watch the Last Dance documentary?
I watched it 3 times.
3 times.
Great.
Horrible person, phenomenal player. I mean, let's just. There's not. I mean, he's just an obnoxious,
Bunch of horrible people on that team.
absolutely obnoxious individual. I mean, his career speaks for itself.
Pompous. I guess you would call it.
Pompous, arrogant, and we can go on forever. He shares a lot of the attributes that Aaron Rodgers does, but that's
Yes.
the story. The way he treats his teammates.
His teammates especially.
Scottie Pippen, whether you were the 9th or 10th guy on the team, you were pretty much getting treated consistently by Jordan. Like crap.
This is why you need to. I'm telling you about this. And Rich, you were talking to me last week about watching Uncut Gems. I'm promoting Winning Time right now. First episode came out on Sunday. John C. Reilly kills it.
Wait, is Winning Time the thing with Magic?
Yes.
I didn't know that came out.
I didn't even see it.
HBO Max, dude. I'm telling you, it's.
Oh my! I totally forgot.
And
I didn't even know that's what Winning
didn't
Time
even see it.
was.
It's not even so much a documentary, but sometimes John C. Reilly will look at the camera like while they're filming, and he'll be like, this guy's a douche, just let you know about like the previous owner, Jack Kent Cooke, who ended up owning the Redskins.
Yep.
I did not know Jack. Based on this documentary, I did not know Jack Kent Cooke owned the Lakers. Before that.
Before Jerry Buss.
And he was lowballing Jerry Buss, and not to spoil it for anybody, but it's HBO has another home run right here.
Sonny, you gotta get into it.
Yeah,
I haven't even
this.
seen it. I'm gonna go watch it tonight because I didn't realize it came out already.
So we're going Jack Kent Cooke. That's before Magic Johnson. We're going back to the 70s.
It takes place in the
With Kareem,
70s.
I believe.
And they were saying that he was the
Larry Bird's in it too. Not
the actual one. They have like actors portrayal, yeah. But they were portraying it, and I didn't even know this at the time, that the rumor was the NBA was kind of faltering around 79, 1980, 1981, and that's how Jerry Buss kind of snuck in the back door and used that as leverage against Jack Kent Cooke.
Yeah,
which
I can't wait to watch it.
It's brilliant, and I won't spoil it anymore.
By the way, LeBron is now the only player in NBA history to score 50 points before turning 21 years old and after 35.
All right.
Okay, another statistic because he's got no accolades already. Just to add
Jordan won his last title at the age of 36. So I'm not taking anything away from LeBron and Lakers. It was a COVID-shortened season when they won it, when they beat the Heat.
LeBron's still got a few seasons left, so he could.
I hope he doesn't try this idiotic thing where he's waiting for his son to come out in 3 or 4 years.
I think that's actually happening. I
think he should retire after 2 years. Call it a career 20 years. 20 seasons, that's enough.
I think he's going to wait for his son.
He's definitely waiting for his son. That's like once in a life.
Yeah, but you're counting on a team to make a draft pick based on, and I don't think his kid's going to come out of college as a star. I mean, you kind of get that sense.
I think so.
I think a team is going to overreach on Bronny.
Yeah,
that's what I think. He's ranked 37th. I think
he might develop more.
He's got plenty of time. Yeah. And with
who knows?
Like if you were deciding who to draft, you're in the back, you're making calls. You realize that if you pick up Bronny, you get LeBron. That's That could be a championship with LeBron.
Tickets sold. Depends how an owner
We
views
talked about it last
Yeah.
time, but tickets sold, whatever. I'd probably make that. I'd probably make that decision.
I'd say better chance of tickets sold than championship.
Really? You think so?
Yeah, now it depends what team LeBron goes to, though. That's the thing, and what team lucks out on Bronny.
And then,
and it might not even be luck out on Bronny. You could draft Bronny 20th.
Yeah.
You know,
Someone will reach on him if he was, a 15 to 20 pick. Somebody will make him a lottery pick.
but where does he want to
5
go?
or
It's
10 or what have
you
you.
got to figure it might be the.
Maybe he goes to L.A.
What was that thing he did? Back when he joined the Heat, I'm taking my talents to South Beach. What was that called again?
Nauseated.
The decision.
The Decision.
Yes.
Oh my God.
When he wore that tablecloth shirt
That's a,
for that Jim Gray and that ridiculous, hideous interview.
He said, "This is very tough. I'm taking my talents to
Yeah.
South Beach, join the Miami Heat."
The boys' club, nonetheless, in Ohio.
Yes.
And then also Jason Tatum, 54 points, another 50-point game, same week. He shot 16 for 30 in that game.
Who was drafted first in the Jason Tatum draft?
Not Jason Tatum.
Here's a
Tell you
trivia
that one.
question. Markelle Fultz.
That's the same. Was it
the Sixers.
2017 or something?
Weird.
Was that 2017?
Yep. The
Jeez.
Sixers traded up to get Markelle Fultz. And the Celtics took Jason Tatum.
That's insane. And then also, Victor Oladipo came back on Sunday versus with the Heat. He had 11 points, 4 boards, 2 threes. So that's something we haven't seen him in a while. He used to get down with the game. What do you mean? He's good.
Adequate.
All right. I was
Had
excited.
his better years behind him.
I was excited. He was good. He was in one of the dunk contests. All right, whatever.
Take care, comb your hair, Victor. He's making his money. He's happy.
Since we're on basketball still, Brittney Griner, a topic of concern. Everyone heard about this? So
Set her free. Come on now.
WNBA Phoenix Mercury, all right? She spends her off seasons playing for a Russian team, okay? Obviously, probably not. It's local knowledge that we're not on very good terms with Russia. I don't think a lot of people are.
Wait, what?
We're not in.
You got caught with what?
It's like, what do you mean?
You got caught with some hash oil out there.
Yeah, so she got detained at the airport
Hashish.
in Russia for having narcotic substances in her luggage. It was found to be cannabis oil, which carries a sentence of 5 to 10 years in prison.
It's 2022. Are we not
Good
past this
Lord.
right now?
Apparently not there.
And look, I'm sure 2/3 of this room right now has experienced a little hashish oil. I'm not saying who. I'm not pointing fingers.
But here's the thing, okay? You can't take it to the airport.
Agreed. It's
That's
In that country, I mean,
well, yeah, especially at this
Korea,
time. Agreed.
Russia. There are
Agreed.
some places
You can't.
you go on your best behavior, mind your P's and Q's.
I'm sure you could
your head
find
down
it
and
over
get the hell out
there.
of
She makes plenty of money.
I'm sure.
She's a big star in
you
the
could find it in
WNBA.
Russia.
Right.
Yes.
Hopefully
agreed.
she's being treated okay with everything that's going
Well,
on.
her whereabouts are unknown currently.
Well, that's not good.
They don't
There
even
was a
know
picture
they don't even
with-
know where she is right now. They have no idea. That's what I found. I looked at it several times. As of yesterday, whereabouts are unclear right now. I don't know if that's unclear to the general public.
All right. Yeah.
I don't think she's having dinner with Putin. I mean,
No, but I think she's being held somewhere in a prison or something. We don't know.
It's
They're not
allegedly
telling us.
for use, for personal use, not transportation, not sales.
They're not telling media or us. So we're going to move into a top 10 plays of the week here. All right, so here we go. The ejected top 10 here. Love to see this. Number 10, we got Kobe White. He gets the loose ball. Zach LaVine sends a bullet down to Derrick Jones Jr. He gets the bucket. Oh, with a dart. Yikes, and he gets the ammo. That's good. Number 9 here, Scotty Scheffler. 69-foot putt.
How far?
69 feet.
Gotcha.
He got
Check.
there 68 feet and 5 inches, just barely. He could slide a cracker. Not much space. It's just
Slide a what?
slide a cracker.
You said it, not me.
Number 8, over to the ice here, we got Alex Ovechkin with the nice toe drag. And then the pass over to Tom Wilson for this pretty goal.
One of the dirtiest players in league history, by the way.
Check
Tom
this
Wilson.
out. There's the toe drag. And then there's the pass to Tom Wilson.
Filth.
That is disgusting. All right, they got a big W in that game too. Number 7 here, John Morant. We saw him last week. Gives it over to Anderson.
Just keeps making
Right
play
over here.
after play.
Right back. Boom. Alley-oop right on his head.
Freak of nature every night.
He is nuts. Oh, look at that. All right, number 6 here, SGA. Loves this guy. Breaks down Jordan McLaughlin and hits the shot. It only counts if you hit the shot. Only counts.
How those ankles looking?
He needs a map.
I need an X-ray after that.
All right, here's number 5. Now watch this pass right here. I love this play. Oh, look at that beautiful reverse layup. He's a rookie. Pass over to Will Barton.
Yoink.
Oh, that's a pretty pass and then a pretty finish. Number 4 here.
Love those jerseys.
Number 4, Derrick Jones Jr. He's on the board again. Puts Giannis on a poster. Oh, and then he
Watch out for them in the
celebrates over
postseason.
too. That's what Bulls are doing great.
Watch out for the Bulls. Agreed. That DeMar DeRozan could easily win MVP.
Oh, that's just.
I still
it's always
think
good when you see
Embiid's
him.
going to get it, but still.
Number 3 here, Brandon Ingram. A little one-hander at the
What is he
buzzer. And he hits.
Look what I found. Jesus.
Once in a lifetime shot.
And this
Get outta
this
here.
one's a good one. All right, number 2. Here's the brick by Jonas Valanciunas. But watch this young fella in the corner here. Jackson Hayes. He comes in. Boom. Bam. Oh wow. Head is well above the rim. Oh. That in the celebration. That's going to be a good picture.
That's some
Number 1.
heady basketball.
Cam Johnson sealing the number 1 spot at the buzzer in the win for Phoenix. He had 38 points, a career high, won the game with this one. If he missed, they would have lost at the buzzer. Cam Johnson.
Did they
And-
miss Chris Paul?
That was after Cam Johnson managed to get Julius Randle ejected from the basketball game between the Suns and the Knicks.
What? Hold on.
1
Please,
point game.
please.
There was some action between Cam Johnson and Julius Randle in that game leading up to it. Julius Randle got tossed from that game, and Cam Johnson had the final word.
How though? Like
Please edit that in.
I didn't even see this.
There was an altercation between Johnson and Randle. Randle shoved Johnson. Randle got tossed.
Oh.
Yep, boom.
Oh.
And here we go.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. Bye. You're gone.
This
Yeah.
is where the whole everybody don't hold me back comes.
Now, and exactly, yeah, a fake fight. Now,
This is why I like hockey.
keep in mind, the Knicks are up by 10 right now.
Oh wow.
Keep in mind, Knicks are up 10 right now.
Third quarter.
In the end of the third quarter. Cam Johnson remains in the game, and the Suns just went off.
Yeah, Julius Randle's key for the Knicks.
He's pretty much their
essentially
only
the
key.
offense. I mean, R.J. Barrett's up and coming, but Randle, I mean,
Randle's been.
he has to hit 30 a night pretty much for the Knicks to have success. Last year's playoff showed it.
And you figure with Thibodeau, too. That Thibodeau's a great coach.
He didn't even really do anything.
Well, right, he...
Oh, no, not Julius Randle. I mean Cameron Payne.
Yeah, I don't think...
Johnson.
You swing, you're gone right away.
No, I mean Cam Johnson. Like he's just playing defense or
He's
trying to get the board. It's right here. I can see that there's an
He's
issue.
shoving the bigger
Oh,
man.
he shoved the ref. No, that's it. That's it. I didn't know he touched the ref. Hold on, watch that again, dude. He touched the ref. You can't do. That's what did it. It had nothing to do with Cam
Might have
Johnson.
been double
Look
technical.
at this.
He's trying to separate him. Yeah.
He kind of moved the official away.
Yeah, but you can't touch the ref. You can't touch the ref anymore. You can't. And that's what I hate about it. But you can't do that, unfortunately. You
I
can't.
like hockey.
They
You guys
shouldn't
drop the
stand
gloves 5 minutes.
I'm talking of even like unintentional. You can't like if you're just giving the ball to him and he drops it.
I'm thinking Aaron Rodgers right now or Russell Wilson. Who would you rather have as quarterback?
So I think a 4 or 5 year age difference. I mean, are you talking about just for one season?
It depends one team. That's the thing too.
Is it like
But
who
one
would you rather
season-
build your team around? Is that where you're trying to go?
I would say Aaron Rodgers. I mean,
I'd go Aaron Rodgers as well.
I think the Broncos got a steal personally because Aaron Rodgers just ate up a whole lot of money from the Green Bay Packers for 4 years.
he'll be griping in a year or two because they can't sign free agents. If they tag Devontae Adams, they might not have him next year. So we'll be back with the soap opera. I'm just thankful he signed. We don't have to hear a bleep about him until the season starts. I'm thankful for that.
I'm thankful for that too. Yeah, because it's the whole drama behind the whole thing. Enough already. Russell Wilson got traded for a bunch of draft picks and Drew Lock, if I'm correct.
And a tight end Fant. I mean, they got some players over in Seattle.
Yeah,
draft picks, which we'll see how they do.
I don't care about draft picks. They're prospects. That's the way I look at it. I don't know your thoughts on it, but if the Broncos are trying to win right now,
are they good, or are they just the quarterback away from winning a championship?
Every team is. That's the way I think.
They've got KC in their division.
Raiders
are a playoff team.
It's a monster division right now.
Chargers are going to be up and coming with the young kid.
Look at those quarterbacks. You got Herbert, Mahomes, Carr, and now Wilson.
I mean, Denver has a better offensive line than Seattle. So in that way, he'll be prepped to... I mean, let's see. I mean, he doesn't get hurt anyway. He plays every game.
Yes.
Regardless. So he's durable. I mean, he's been doing it for a decade.
He's 33 years old.
Great athlete. I don't know if I'm going to call him a Super Bowl contender.
I'm
They're going to get in the playoffs.
I'm not saying Super Bowl contender either. I definitely playoffs, but it's like you're better. I'd rather mortgage some draft picks that I don't even know about for... I'm saying it. Russell Wilson's a Hall of Fame quarterback at the end of his career.
It's 2 firsts, 2 seconds, the tight end Fant, and
big deal.
Drew Lock is just a stopgap 1 year QB.
Are you going to win with Drew Lock right now?
If you're Seattle, you take one of those first rounders, see if a quarterback,
maybe
where they fall as far as the draft. Maybe Pickett, the kid from Pittsburgh.
Maybe get Kenny Pickett. But at the same time, it's. Russell Wilson did have a bad year last year. That's undeniable. But he's proven that with the right pieces around him, I'm not sure Denver has it just yet.
He still has 3 or 4 years left, maybe 5. So even if Denver is a 9 or 10 win team and maybe a wild card, they still have a 2-3 year window. So in that aspect, I think the Broncos should be fine.
And one of my buddies was saying this to me earlier too. That Russell Wilson has 3 years left in him, and
you might have more.
I think he has more too, but let's just assume he has 3 left.
For that window, you make the trade.
You're still going to have 3 years down the road. You're going to have first round picks. You didn't trade those first round picks. 3 years down the road.
He's got a young receiver in Judy. They're solid O-line, good defense.
Let's just hope he doesn't turn out to be another Alabama wide receiver in recent days.
Yeah. Be on your best behavior.
Jerry Judy. If you're an Alabama wide receiver right now, from the past, time to act right. Devontae Smith, you're on notice. Jerry Judy, you're on notice.
Last thing I want to get into. We are running out of time. You mentioned the player that you really hate, but you really want to have on your team. And I really like this. And I thought about this for a long time today.
I knew this automatically. This will make some people happy.
You're not gonna like mine. I always say that.
I know you're not gonna like mine either.
You might like the first. I have a lot of honorable mentions. I don't just have one player.
Current player, or are we going from
current?
I did current.
I went past for my top one.
Okay.
But there's some current ones that I could certainly name.
Patrick Beverly, ruthless defender. Okay, I really don't like him. He's a very dirty player, but I love him on the Sixers.
He's a son of a bitch, and I mean that in the most polite way ever, because he can play ball.
I really like him on the Sixers. Lonzo, I don't really like Lonzo. I think he'd be a good fit on the. These aren't my top players. All right, Draymond Green, another one. All right, he's a great leader, great defender.
Good pick on your part.
I don't like him, but I'd love to see him on the Sixers.
Yes.
Last one here, Ben Simmons. I told you weren't going to like it. I think Ben Simmons is a fantastic player. All right? I don't understand why nobody likes him.
Can't shoot.
Because I understand that, but listen, he's Brian.
I'll stay.
Brian.
All right.
He's an all defensive player.
That's a player that doesn't want to shoot the basketball.
He was arguably I don't even care if we're talking about the Ben Simmons from this past season. He was arguably the best on-ball defender of the entire NBA, I think, in my opinion. And I liked it. And now, unfortunately, we can't have him on the Sixers because he has some issues there. I'm not happy about that. But these are players that I don't like, and that's why I don't like them. See, I told you I thought about this, Brian.
I'll stick with the NBA. Going back to the bad boys of the Detroit Pistons. I was torn between two guys. I'll go with the big guy, Bill Laimbeer. He was the most hated man. Unless you were a Piston fan, you wanted to push him off of a cliff. Mm-hmm. He could just get under your skin. He was dirty. He could play. Don't get me wrong. He wasn't just dirty.
I liked that team, though.
Isaiah Thomas.
That's why I couldn't put him on there, because I don't hate him. I really like those players.
I would say Bill Laimbeer. He would have made a good Knick. We would have loved him in the Garden.
I'm going to go Chipper Jones.
As a Met fan, he named his daughter Shea, for God's sake, because of all the success he had at Shea Stadium.
At Veterans Stadium, we used to chant Larry.
We did as well in Queens.
Yeah, that was his real name, Larry Chipper Jones. The other one would be Alex Ovechkin.
Alex Ovechkin.
I agree.
He's a monster. I don't like him.
He's on my team.
That's
That's my team. Washington. Yeah, I know you don't like him. It's all right. That's where I was close to when I was growing up, so that's my team.
We done yet?
Almost. It's my team.
No, but yeah, Chipper Jones and Alex Ovechkin are the first two that came to mind.
I assume you're a Flyers fan?
Not right now.
Well, it's...
Oh, come on.
Yeah, yes, I am a Flyers fan. It's painful, but yes. It's painful.
I went to a Florida Panthers game.
How many Panthers fans were there?
All 100 of them were going crazy.
Dozens of people are waiting for the game to start.
I had great seats. Got them for Christmas. Went with my girlfriend. It was a very nice time. They're doing outrageous right now.
They are doing outrageous.
They are winning 100%. They're winning.
You know what's amazing? The two Florida teams, the Panthers and the Lightning, hot weather state.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
They are dominating hockey right now.
Oh, the Lightning won the last two cups.
Yes.
Yeah, and then probably going to win this one is the Panthers. I think so. They got a pretty
Hurricanes
good
are good.
Look, I might bet $69 on either the Lightning or the friggin' Panthers.
I'd probably put some money on the Panthers.
Yeah, just because why not? You know,
I wouldn't count the Pittsburgh Penguins out.
Screw Sidney Crosby. You know what I mean?
Not a fan of his. I
notice how I didn't say
love him.
I wouldn't want him on my team because that I won't.
There's a lot of players I really wouldn't want on my team.
Who are very talented, but Sidney Crosby's one of those. I don't think I'd still root for him on the Flyers.
James Harden, for example, was a player I really didn't want on the Sixers. I really didn't.
Agreed.
I really wasn't happy.
Agreed.
I'm very happy now of what he's doing. After seeing the stair thing of him climbing up the stairs and then he's doing laps, that's what I really liked. I really didn't think that James Harden was going to come through. I thought the party James Harden and the I don't care James Harden was going to come through.
The way he seemed to have helped out Maxey and some of the younger guys on the team,
But I was not a fan of the trade. We can go back to the other podcast and
let's roll the dice. Let's roll the dice on Harden. I'm with you on that.
But now after seeing this, I think Harden will be okay. And it looks like that's going to do it for us here on this episode of Ejected Podcast. From Brian Loftus, Sonny Palmer, and Rich Jarbo, we'll see you next week here on Ejected.